So nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man.
You're Nick Fury.
Put some clothes on. Let's go for a ride.
This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. I got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Welcome back to Disney Marvels for week of January 13th, 2019. This is episode 30. Disney Marvels, the show about Disney, Marvel, the cruise ships, TV shows, and much, much more. If it has to do with Disney, it's fair game. I'm your host, Matthew Graykin. And now, on to the news. Disney's direct-to-consumer and international DTCI segments and ESPN have released a series of enhancements to the ESPN Plus streaming service with the ESPN app, designed to improve the consumer experience by serving customized content, more user-friendly navigation, offline viewing, and more platforms on which fans can access programming, like the Fantasy Show. One of the most important focuses of ESPN Plus has been innovating the experience for fans and making it easier for them to discover, subscribe, and watch great content, says Michael Paul, President, Disney Streaming Services. He continues, with more than 1 million subscribers and growing, our recent updates brings fans a more personalized experience with advanced content, recommendations, and make the service more accessible with offline viewing in the mobile app and availability on new devices including Samsung and Oculus. In other news, guests at Disney California Adventure Park will welcome the Year of the Pig with 24 days of live entertainment, food, merchandise, and more. Dateline, Anaheim, California. Disneyland Resort rings in the Year of the Pig this Lunar New Year at Disney California Adventure Park, starting Friday, January 25th to Saturday, February 17th, 2019. During the 24 days of this multicultural celebration, guests will experience exciting live entertainment and musical performances, including an enhanced Mulan's Lunar New Year procession. Fun-filled arts and crafts, beautiful decor, delicious cuisine, and themed merchandise for the whole family to enjoy. Even the three little pigs will join in the fun with a rare appearance. Guests at the Lunar New Year celebration will discover a touch of Disney magic as they experience Asian cultures through inspired food, music, and entertainment with their family and friends, all to welcome another year of good fortune. Lunar New Year is traditionally celebrated with the Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese cultures, commemorates the moment when both the sun and the moon begin their journey for another year. If you love professional football and can't wait for the 2019 Pro Bowl, which is in Orlando, mark your calendars for Saturday, January 26, 2019. On that date, Disney Springs will host the 2019 Pro Bowl Prep Rally at the Marketplace stage with a live mix of fun that will include NFL team mascots and cheerleaders, NFL and Disney trivia, and a DJ dance party and more. With shows taking place at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you'll have plenty of chances to celebrate the sport and maybe even get some photos and autographs. In addition to the prep rally, keep an eye out for the NFL Shop, a pop-up location featuring a wide array of offerings including team jerseys and t-shirts, lanyards, keychains, mini helmets and footballs, and tumblers. You'll also be able to purchase tickets to the 2019 Pro Bowl, taking place on Sunday, January 27th at the Camping World Stadium in nearby downtown Orlando. New this year, your game tickets also include give you access to the player red carpet, Kids Zone, fireworks, and more. There is no charge to enjoy the NFL Pro Bowl prep rally, and self-parking is complimentary. In other news, tickets are now on sale for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So start planning now for Halloween. This year, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party will transform Magic Kingdom Park into a spectacular celebration for a total of 36 nights. That's right, they've added 2 additional nights to the event, extending it to November 1st. Here are the dates for 2019: August 16th, 20th, 23rd, 27th, 30th. In September, it's the 2nd, 6th, 8th, 10th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 20th, 22nd, 24th, 27th, 29th. October, you have the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 11th, 14th, 15th, 17th, 18th, 20th, 21st, 24th, 25th, 27th, 29th, 31st. And in November, you have the 1st. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party tickets will be starting at $79. To buy tickets, visit DisneyWorld.com, call the Disney Reservation Center at 407-827-7350, or contact your travel agent. You're also able to get the tickets for the Disney H2O Glow Party. So more nights, more glow. Tickets on sale now for Disney's H2O Glow at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon. The summer's hottest water park party will be back in 2019. Disney's H2O Glow Nights, which made its huge splash in its debut at Walt Disney World Resorts this past summer, is coming back to Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park, just in time for your 2019 summer vacation. Your favorite Toy Story pals, Buzz Lightyear, Woody, and Jessie, are once again throwing the ultimate nighttime beach party at Typhoon Lagoon, inspired by their friend, Partysaurus Rex. And this time, get ready for more nights and more glow. Starting May 30th, H2O Glow Nights splash down on Thursdays and Saturday nights through August 24th. The party officially runs 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., but guests can experience Typhoon Lagoon as early as 6 p.m. on event nights. Through special lighting effects, Typhoon Lagoon transforms into a different experience at night, including a DJ dance party, special food and drinks, an adult-only oasis, all your favorite Typhoon Lagoon attractions, and even more summer fun. And you don't have to wait until summer to get your party started. Tickets are on sale now by calling 407-939-1872 or by ordering them online at the Disney World website, or you can contact your travel agent. Buy your tickets early and save, as advance tickets for adults are $59 plus tax and $54 for children's 3 through 9 plus tax on that too. On event day, though, the tickets go up to $69 for adults plus tax and $64 plus tax for children. Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, will be available on Blu-ray starting February 26th. You can get exclusive copies at Target and Best Buy. Target will have a book. Best Buy will have the steel box cover. On the rumor section, sources close to We Got This news magazine have confirmed that a new Avengers, that's in quotes, new Avengers, end quotes, movie is in the early stages of development over at Marvel. Despite the title, the lineup being touted for this film is the group known as the Young Avengers in the comics. The next generation of heroes, specifically, we've been informed that the rejuvenated roster will be made up of Kate Bishop's Hawkeye, Hulkling, Iron Lad, Patriot, Wiccan, Stratter, and Vision, not the Paul Bettany Vision. The only casting confirmed so far is Emma Furman's playing Stratter, and as has been theorized, she'll be seen as an older Casey Lang, Ant-Man's daughter, in Endgame. which will introduce the concept of the new team as we say goodbye to the old one. There's also a rumor that the Kate Bishop's Hawkeye will be appearing in Endgame, but we shall find this all out in April. We'll be back after this short message. And now, on with the show.
Okay, prove you're not a Skrull.
That's a photon blast.
And?
No Skrull cannot do that.
I'm just supposed to take your word for that.
Even though the holiday season has come and gone, but Marvel is still in a giving mood. As expected, we've gotten some additional looks at Captain Marvel ahead of its March 8th release. There have also been gifts to us of the first look at Avengers 4, or as we now know it, Avengers Endgame. And just this week, our first looks at Spider-Man Far From Home. Let the Marvel hype train begin. In the coming months, there will be a lot of discussing of these movies, a lot of talks, a lot of people analyzing the trailers, predictions. I'll have shows on the specific movies right before they come out, shows after the movies come out, and I hopefully get to see them. But I honestly want to start the discussion now, with even though some movies we have a lot more information, some we have less. But specifically, I want to go into talking about the trailers that we have seen, what we have seen, and kind of take a 20-foot view and look over these things, just glancing over, talking about it. And like I said, I can't help but start to get excited for yet another year of enjoyable, fun Marvel movies. So the tradition of ladies first. As previously mentioned, March 8th, we will be introduced to Carol Danvers, also known as Captain Marvel. I plan to go more in depth, like I said, about this character in a future episode. But for now, I just want to talk about what Marvel Entertainment has shown us, with a little speculation thrown in. As many of us know, the movie is set in the 90s. I personally thought it was kind of nice to see a blockbuster marquee on a mini mall storefront shining brightly in the night sky as something comes crashing through the roof. And thinking back to renting VHS tapes at or video games at Blockbusters, and but I'm reminiscing. Anyway, it takes us back possibly. Again, it starts in the 90s, and it looks back to possibly one of, if not the first time, S.H.I.E.L.D. and the world will get caught up in an intergalactic event. In this case, the Skrull, a race of shape-shifting aliens, will be battling the Kree, as described in the trailer, the intergalactic heroes, a bunch of superpowered heroes. We get to see a young agent, Nick Fury, pre-eye patch, working alongside Captain Marvel, and a younger Phil Coulson as well. Just quickly thrown into the trailers. Also returning is Guardian of the Galaxy's baddie, Ronan. Yes, I know he died in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is before that takes place. So in a kind of, they're not bringing him back from the dead, because technically he hasn't died yet in a timey-wimey sort of way. He is one of the Kree leaders, actually. So, how do we get to see his evolution from Kree leader to intergalactic baddie? We'll see. So this should make things interesting. From what we have seen, the movie give us a lot of cosmic action, beating up on old ladies on buses, and Nick Fury talking to cats. I personally hope it gets into the 90s music treatment, kind of how Guardians did. Well, depending on the music. Also, we see Captain Marvel in this. So, he is technically, in the comic books, he's the original Captain Marvel. So, how is this all going to plan out? You have Annette Bening's character, who, I guess she's one of the supreme leaders of the Kree, who talks about how they saved Carol's life. From what we've been told, this is not going to be a origin story, per se, like we have seen in the past, where she starts off human and then gets souped up and gets all these powers, kind of like Captain America movie was. But supposedly she will have her powers already at the beginning, so this may be more of Spider-Man Far From Home in that aspect of, well, characters already developed. We'll give you flashbacks because, as Carol mentions, she does not remember her past, but she's having visions of her past. But as far as she's concerned, she's Kree. So this shall all kind of work itself out in the movie, and I'm quite looking forward to it. Like I said, it drops on March 8th, which just happens to be International Women's Day. That I don't think is by accident. But DC has had their turn at putting out a female superhero lead movie. Now let's see how Marvel does it and responds. I personally, from the previews, am more excited for this than Wonder Woman. But, as I'm sure I've told you in the past, my stance on that other studios' superhero movies is I will see them eventually, but I'm not willing to pay for them. I will wait till they're out on the networks. Or I'll rent it. I'll maybe put a couple dollars down, but I am not going to a theater to see those movies. But up next, moving right along to the next of our wonderful trailers. We have up next, Avengers Endgame. I just like saying Endgame that way. It just gives it that more dramatic. As many people speculate, that will probably be the subtitle for the movie, because that was that was kind of thrown out there by Doctor Strange towards the end of the Infinity War. Wherever he goes, Tony, we have now entered the Endgame. And so it is. We are in Endgame. That was, remember, there was, out of the 4 million or whatever possible alternate endings, there was just one where they came out on top. And hopefully this is Endgame. Well, I say hopefully, but... So, this movie will be snapping its way into theaters on April 26th, most likely. Remember, they bumped up Infinity Wars at the 11th hour, mostly due to preventing spoilers coming out and giving a mostly simultaneous worldwide release in most major markets. This trailer gives you what you want to see, teases you with things to come, but at the same time tells you nothing at all. You start off with Tony Stark alone on a spaceship, which happens to be the Guardian of the Galaxy ship. He's talking to a helmet. Many of the speculation out there that it's an Iron Man helmet, but I think it's more likely to be a Chitauri helmet or some sort of alien race helmet. In my reason, I could debate this with anybody, friendly, but what do I know? Personally, if you look at it, it's got alien markings on the front of it. Part of it is missing, but on the part that is more complete, you see kind of alien markings, which is not on the Iron Man suit. And also keeping in mind that the last Iron Man suit that he had on was made up of microbots, nanotech, I think a nanotech, wasn't it? Anyway, there was no physical structure of a helmet, and it got blasted off. So, how would he have a helmet if there was no concrete helmet to have? But I'm getting too deep on just the helmet. So, you also see Captain America, who will have multiple cap suits that he suits up in along the movie. He starts off in his street clothes. There's pictures out there of the costume from that he wore in the first Avengers movie. Not the first Avenger movie, Captain America, but the Avengers first movie. And in this trailer, he's in the costume from Winter Soldier. So you already have two of them there, and I wouldn't be surprised if the one from Civil War, the original suits comes back as well. So we'll get him in multiple iterations, which goes into the theory that there may be some time travel involved. So you have Captain America. Ant-Man shows up at the end. He will seemingly have an important role in this movie. Beyond that, there isn't too much else. Scarlet Witch is not Scarlet Witch, but Black Widow's hair is still of the platinum color. So you don't get a full sense of the time frame of this. One moment you're hearing that this will take place several years after Infinity War, but when Tony's talking that he's adrift in space, that it's been 4 days that he's been without food. So, I mean, you do have a little bit of a time frame there, how much food is on that ship. Of course, we don't know how long he's been on that ship and how long it's been adrift in space. Hawkeye is allowed to partake in this movie. He's joining up in the fight with a cool sword. But as for information from the trailer, I mean that is kind of it. There, so you're getting glimpses. They're feeding you things. Hawkeye's in it. He's back finally. He's out of house arrest. Black Widow and Cap seem to be key characters. Iron Man is still out in outer space. Ant-Man shows up. And how does Ant-Man show up? A lot of people online say that. Well, how did Ant-Man get there? Just think about it. Think about what Michelle Pfeiffer says at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm just saying, Marvel has a plan. And if you haven't figured it out yet, they know what they're doing. So, a lot of potential there. I think sooner than later, we will get more looks at this movie. I know, like I said, March 8th is whenever Captain Marvel drops. I wouldn't be surprised within the next coming weeks that we do get a second, slightly fuller trailer to Endgame, not to kind of take the spotlight off Captain Marvel before the movie comes out, but just try to hype everything, because I mean you're talking about not too long of a period between these movies. So what's next? Yes. That brings us to our newest trailer. Spider-Man: Far From Home, expected to land in theaters July 5th. So with some speculation, this is what a sequel to Homecoming. Some speculate this is a sequel to Homecoming. Others thinking this is a prequel to Infinity War. Well, I'd like to set this straight here and now. Producer Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige himself have both come out saying that this takes place after Endgame. Some say it takes place minutes after the Endgame story is. Pascal says, here it is. Pascal says, it will start a few minutes after Avengers 4 story has wrapped. Kevin Feige said that this film deals with trying to go back to normal life after Avengers Endgame. So there you have it. It is not a prequel. It isn't if we consider it is not normal after an attack on the universe that. Where am I going with this? I apologize. Looking at my notes and thinking at the same time. Dangerous combination. So yes, it is not a prequel. It's taking place after Endgame, and just like any other attack on the Earth by international cosmic beings, that you go back to high school, and your high school was to go on a class trip to Europe. Apparently, this is what happens in the Spider-Man world. What else is going on? Aunt May now helps Peter to do public appearances. And her and Happy Hogan are flirting? Well, then this has already got me wondering, and it's got my attention. First of all, more Happy Hogan, the better. I love watching him on there. He just does the role so well. So, not just that, but we also have an eye patch wearing Nick Fury appearing into Spider-Man to help him out. So needless to say, Nick Fury is going to be very active this year in the Marvel movies. We get a brief introduction to Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Mysterio, and the Elementals in this trailer. We see the relationship is building and budding between Peter and MJ. Flash is, well, he's still Flash. And Ned is back. The man in the chair. But did anyone else think of Wade from Kim Possible when Ned said that back in Homecoming? No? Just me? Well, think about it. Next time you're watching Homecoming and he says, "I'll be your man in the chair." Think of Wade from Kim Possible. And how much similarity there actually was in that brief moment. We also get a brief look at Spider-Man in a new black suit. Not the black suit, but more of a black suit version of the Homecoming suit. Maybe, kind of, sort of, not really. My guess is that it is a Nick Fury / S.H.I.E.L.D. provided outfit, and not something from Stark Industries, being that we do not know the current state of Stark Industries. Not getting into possible spoiler territory, but I am sure is on most people's mind is this one question. And the one question all about these 3 movies. And the answer is yes. Yes, you may ask? Well, if you're wondering if Stan Lee will be making his cameos in these movies, then yes, he is. They did shoot these things ahead of time, and from my understanding, they do have some shots of possible things that they could work with for future projects. So, yes, we will be seeing Stan Lee in these movies. As far as releasing the Far From Home trailer before Endgame comes out, then this being a spoiler, well, also think of this. We knew these movies were coming out, people. Just like we know that there will be a Black Panther 2, a Doctor Strange 2, a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, at some point, whenever they get that all worked out, that whole mess. And there will be shows on the Disney Plus streaming service, with and other projects that we don't know about yet. So, this may be, some people, oh, well, this spoils it. We know that Spider-Man survives. Oh, we know he comes back. We knew there was going to be another movie. Not all these movies are going to be prequels. I'm sorry, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. But yes, we know that these movies are sequels. But, okay, other than letting us know that Nick Fury and Spider-Man come out okay, or the best possible way out of Endgame, we really don't know anything else about anyone else. We don't see anything about Tony Stark. We don't see anything about Captain America or Black Widow. We don't even see anything about Ant-Man. And those are the only ones that we... Gamora. Those are the only ones that we saw at the trailer. Actually, no. We didn't see Gamora. That's right. We saw Nebula. I apologize. So Nebula Ant-Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man. That was all that we saw in the Endgame trailer. None of them show up in the Spider-Man trailer other than Spider-Man and Nick Fury. So, obviously those two are okay. You know, most of all Spider-Man's friends come back, but they're not heroes. You're not expecting them to be infinitely lost due to the Infinity Gauntlet. And so, as far as it being a spoiler, it really... Don't overthink it, because the media ruined that for you already. Don't blame the trailer. But Marvel is just setting up the hype already for its 3 big releases, which are going to come at the beginning of this year, because at the end of this year, there's another movie that they do not want to touch. That's because that's a Lucas movie, and it's all under the same Disney umbrella. So, these movies, I think, are going to be fantastic. I think last year was great. This year's going to be better. I can't figure how this could be any less than it was last year. If anything, it will be on par, or it could be above. So this may be the end of the first decade of Marvel movies, but they're far from over. In many ways, this is just another beginning. Which of these 3 movies are you looking for the most to? And yes, all 3 is a very, very acceptable answer. Let us know on the socials. Join the conversation. Join the family on Facebook. Facebook.com/Disney Marvels Podcast. Once again, through my little congestion, I apologize. Facebook.com/Disney Marvels Podcast. Or on the Twitter, @Disney Marvels is the Twitter handle again. The Twitter handle is @Disney Marvels. You could also email the show with your thoughts or suggestions for an episode, DisneyMarvels@gmail.com. While you're online, make sure you share, rate, and subscribe to the show. Please. The more the merrier, as I always say. And while you're at it online, become a premium supporter of the show. Go to anchor.fm/Disney Marvels/support. One more time, to become a premium supporter, go to anchor.fm/Disney Marvels/support to make your donations. Remember, this show only happens because of listeners like you. Thank you for listening. I know how precious and how little time you have is nowadays, and how crazy life is, so it means so much to me. So very, very much that you spend some of that time listening to me. And remember, whatever you are facing in your life right now that seems that it may be too much or too difficult to get through or deal with, the strength to overcome it and prosper is already within you. Be your own superhero. Believe in yourself, and you can achieve greatness. I will end this episode with my traditional quote from Walt Disney. Well, my greatest reward, I think, is I've been able to build this wonderful organization. I've been able to enjoy good health, and the way I feel today, I feel like I could go on. I could still go on being part of this thing after 40 some odd years of business. I also have the public appreciate and accept what I've done all these years. And that's a great reward. That was Walt Disney. So thank you very much again, and I'll see you next time.